So we're finishing up Henry and Mudge and the Big Sleepover. So our last chapter is called In the Bag. So taking a look at our picture here, make your prediction. What do you think In the Bag will be about? Understand that it's the last chapter of the book. And Cynthia Rylant does have to pull her story together now for the ending. I'm seeing all these children in their sleeping bag, so I'm thinking In the Bag might mean that it's the end of the night. They're all getting together in their sleeping bags to go to sleep, and then the sleepover will be over. So that's my prediction. Think about what your prediction is. And then as we read through the final chapter, check your prediction, see if you were right. All right, so chapter 4, In the Bag. The boys played more games, then finally it was sleeping bag time. The boys got into their bags with their dogs. Mudge couldn't fit in Henry's bag, so he had his own. The boys turned on their flashlights and made silly shadows on the wall. One boy made a kitty, and all of the dogs barked and barked and barked. The boys laughed forever. Then, somehow, the night finally grew quiet. Everyone fell asleep. Back home the next day, Henry told his parents about the sleepover. Mudge was the best dog there, said Henry. He was? Said Henry's mother. Yes, said Henry. Because in the morning, all of the dogs were in his sleeping bag, and he didn't even mind. So if you were predicting In the Bag was going to be about the boys going to sleep, you were correct. So now that the story is finished, we want to do a quick retelling to review the big ideas of the story. Who was the story about and what happened? Well, my who is Henry and Mudge. And my what happened was that Henry and Mudge were invited to a sleepover at Patrick's house. That was chapter 1. Chapter 2, they all went up to the attic to play lots of games. Chapter 3, the boys ate pizza and watched monster movies before chapter 4, going to bed or getting into their beanbags to get ready for bed. So in the end of the story, the sleepover was over and Henry and Mudge came home. So notice when I did my retelling, I didn't tell every tiny little detail. It was important to know that they were watching monster movies and eating pizza, but I didn't really need to know that the monster movies were about lizards. It was important to know that they all went up into the attic to play games. I probably didn't need to know so much that Patrick's parents were afraid of something getting broken downstairs, so that's why they sent them upstairs. So I want to think about which events in the story were the most important for me to think about, to remember in my retelling. And then I do want to include details from the beginning, the middle, and the end. All right. So I hope you enjoyed Henry and Mudge and the Big Sleepover. Come back tomorrow to see what new story we begin. Bye.